just to backtrack, what was your health and stuff like back
It was
then?
terrible. I was bleeding internally. I had was on drugs, which basically, took care of the problem. And every now and then I get a relapse, and I had to increase the dosage. But um, it was an autoimmune disorder, and it was kind of like it invaded other parts of my life that really didn't, you know, have a logical connection to the disease, but I still was kind of freaked out about being in certain places, driving with people, that kind of thing.
It would have things happen. Did you call them episodes?
Yeah, episodes, attacks.
Or were they
Kind of
like
an attack.
anxiety attacks, or were they like physical?
Attacks that were real, but the anxiety of thinking that it would get an attack was even worse than the attack sometimes.
Oh, okay. So it was actually a physical
Yeah, because it was like
attack.
it was like a little monkey on my back, walking around, going around with me all the time. But so I was able in Waikiki, going through the 3D mind process, to kind of detach myself from the anxiety.
We didn't cure the autoimmune disorder.
No,
okay?
no.
But what we worked on was the anxiety.
Right. The anxiety was a big part of it. And not only that, 3D Mind also helped me kind of step back from the disease and take a look at it and look at it and try all kinds of different ways to deal with it. The belief I had was that I was resigned to this particular medication. The doctor prescribed it to me, and I was like, well, I'm going to be taking this for the rest of my life, and I'm just going to keep taking it. That's it. The anxiety kind of dissipated into nothingness because I realized, I knew on a logical level that it didn't make sense for me to be freaked out about doing certain things like driving in cars with people, or going on long trips with people, things like that.
Yeah.
But on a deeper level, since I'd had attacks or episodes in certain situations, they were always there on a deeper level. Mm-hmm. 3D Mind helped me deal with that deep emotional level that I hadn't been able to, I didn't have a real tool to deal with.
Okay.
So I was getting better, and I was looking around for different ways of taking care of it.
Just the anxiety made you physically feel better.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. It just kind of opened my brain up to different things too, and the anxiety, having the anxiety go away was great. But I started using a probiotic medication, and I got off the drugs pretty quickly, and it took roughly 4 months to me. In April of 2004, I severely reduced the medication with permission from my doctor.
At that time, we were supplementing with other drugs?
With the other medications. Yeah, they were like medications over the internet. Good stuff. They were probiotic medications. And pretty soon after that, I completely got off the medications. In June, I went to my doctor, and I announced, or actually July, excuse me. I went to my doctor and announced that, and he kind of was thinking along the same lines, and I explained to him I'd done 3D Mind. I was into the probiotic medications, and he goes, well, since you're into trying new things, try this, and he hands me a new diet. So I'm on that diet now, and I'm using 3D Mind to kind of deal with any kind of craving I might have for pizza, or for meat, or for pork chops. And it's really interesting because I'm able to really key into the responses my body has when I get any kind of craving, and I can just totally, kind of negate the desire and really focus in on what I want, because I really want to lead that life, lead that healthy life. I've always wanted to be a vegetarian, but it's hard. You have that kind of primal urge to eat anything. I would have been open-minded to the idea, but to the actual concept of it. But as far as implementing that idea in my life, I would not have felt like that would have been possible, because I didn't have a tool like 3D Mind to help to kind of organize my thoughts and deal with myself and my cravings.
Oh, cool.
In order to do what I really wanted to. I've always thought being a vegetarian is a great idea, but now I know I can do it. I've lost 20 pounds in the last 2 months. I do, while I've been here in New York, for the last week, I've done yoga every morning for an hour, like starting at like 7, with a couple exceptions. And I do yoga every day, and so I'm in really good health. I feel better than I have in 20 or 30 years. It's kind of one of those deals like, in the search for a solution to a problem that you have, you come out better physically. Come out better physically and become smarter too. So, in a sense, the illness was a blessing in disguise, because I never would have gained the wisdom that I have without it. Well, I'm going to get checked out by my doctor at the end of this month, and I can compare the results to the last time I got checked out. And I'm predicting there's going to be a big difference.
Here's the other part that's really, I think, important to anybody who watches this. Did I ever promise anything?
No, never did.
Did I say I'm going to cure you?
No, you said, well, let's try this, kind of.
Yeah, let's try this.
See if it works, see what happens.
You know, because I want to make sure that people get the idea that I make these like amazing promises and they get this kind of result. It's not. Most of this is you taking care of yourself.
Right.
Just
right.
Like gentle nudge from using the technique.
I always had the desire to do that. I just didn't know. I just didn't have the kind of mental organization to do it. Now I have a framework to fall back on, kind of, or a foundation to fall back on, that I can use to deal with it. I mean, not everybody would necessarily have this issue that I have, but 3D Mind is definitely useful if you utilize it properly and learn it and use it.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
In fact, I've done 3D Mind many more times than we did there in Waikiki by myself, and on some friends too.
Did it help them out?
I don't know yet. I check on them every now and then.
Okay.
You know, mostly it's like, wow, what was that? What did you do to me?
What did you do to me? I know, that's my life. Okay, thanks a lot. That's great. That's
Thanks, Tom.